Hi everybody, Scott here from the Johnston Service Station. Well, now it's officially autumn, so let's do a yearbook fill-up for the month of September. Coming up in a moment, some great tips and ideas about working your yearbook theme in the book this year from a veteran advisor from Colorado. Never really done that before? Stay tuned for some great tips. But first, let's start with some news. Well, hopefully by this point, the school year, of course, is rolling, and so is your staff in organizing and planning your book, no matter what the virus does. But first, let's go over some keys for right now. Number one, of course, we all know yearbook is all about the photos, but not just any pictures. We want some great pictures that tell stories just by looking at them. Your staff giving you those? Maybe you need some extra help. Well, you've got some. Contact your Johnston's representative for any ideas and inspiration they may have. Also, maybe contact some local photographer in your area. Ask them to come in and visit your staff and give them some face-to-face pointers. But of course, don't forget the digital classroom on your Yearbook Avenue website. Absolutely check the J classes there. Several great videos on photography that show you how to take great pictures. Advisors, be sure to scroll down a little further to find extra materials like the interesting 1 to 5-star rating guide. Have your students rate their own photos and hopefully we'll get them up to 4 or 5-star status. Our big goal this year, even better images telling stories of your school. When you eventually start page making, one word to remember is templates. If you're not experienced in creating pages, let Yearbook Avenue help you. There's tons, dozens, thousands of templates to choose from for both Layout Pro and Monarch users. Simply find the templates, drop them on your pages, and go. Adjust them if you need to. And for Layout Pro users, be sure to check out the amazing Design Gallery on YBA. Here you can find tons of great layouts from schools all over North America. They're ready to go, look awesome, and there are thousands of them. Again, just drop and go. Why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? Use page templates to make a terrific book this year. And then, of course, there's promotion. Of course, be sure to always promote your book sale and your advertising sale. Do it regularly, not every now and then. Use your Johnston sales tool to be even more effective. But along with that, make sure to promote you. Your yearbook staff should never be a secret at school. Instead, they should be visible literally every single day, every day. Find ways to do that, maybe with social media posts, or make some fun yearbook memes. Maybe put some messaging up on your school video boards. And when your staff goes out to cover events, make sure that they are very visible and noticed to let everybody know the yearbook is here. Always make sure to promote your effort all year long, and you're sure to have a terrific effort this year. Well, here in the early part of the school year, hopefully part of your planning is coming up with a cool theme for this year's book. And coming up with a neat theme and working it through the book isn't as hard as you might think, and it's a lot of fun. Recently, we talked to a top yearbook advisor from Colorado who gave us some great ideas.
Hi, I am Jess Hunziker. I advise yearbook, newspaper, and video broadcast at Castleview High School in Castle Rock, Colorado, where I've been for the last 13 years. Casey Nichols, he's one of the Johnston's ambassadors. Many years ago was at a workshop that I was also at with my students, and he said, the one rule we have every year is to make the yearbook different this year than it was last year. And theme is the tool we use to create cohesiveness in the yearbook, from the cover to the end sheets to every page in between. Theme is the thing that we can use to make this yearbook different and special and unique for this year's students. So we really want to have themes so that we can approach each year with intention and with a unique perspective, so that, a student who's in high school and buys 4 yearbooks gets 4 different stories of 4 different years that are personal to them. We take the time to study trends in graphic design and in photography and in color, and just like what's happening in the professional sector and in social media that seems like it's going to be relevant for the next year. So we really leverage professional models. We also actively exchange yearbooks with other schools from around the state and around our country so that we can see what other folks are doing in their publications. And then, I really encourage the kids to choose a theme phrase that can be supported by an actual student story. So kids actually do a little bit of reporting when we do our theme project at the end of the year, to find a kid who's a current freshman, sophomore, or junior, so they'll be at our school next year, and find an actual story that they think makes sense with their theme. And what I found is that making them do that reporting transitions kids from picking pretty colors and pretty graphics to thinking about the stories that'll actually be in the yearbook, because that's the meat and potatoes of a good theme. So one of my favorite books my kids have done, the theme is Exit 184, which is a highway exit. That's the exit you take to go home. That's the exit you take to go to school. Like our school is right off Exit 184. So when my kids did this book, they wanted a book that felt like home. And home can be your classroom. It can be a place you're comfortable at school. It can be the physical building. It can be the community. And to every kid at Castleview High School, they know Exit 184 means your home. That means nothing to everyone else. And I think that is, I'm gonna just brag on my kids. Like, that's theme brilliance. When it means so much to the kids who go to your school that an outsider is gonna go, wait, what? What's the theme of that yearbook? That makes no sense. However, the theme was really about home. So you get into the inside of the book, and it's really about, it's stories about community and about relationships. And it's stories about the physical and like metaphorical places that make us feel a certain way. You have to have a strong verbal phrase, and then take the time to brainstorm spin-offs, both in story ideas and just in related phrases that you can kind of go back to over the course of the year. And then I think where it really gets important is the stories that you tell within the book. And that's what makes one year unique from another year, or one book different from another book, are the individual stories. And then in terms of visuals, you got to think about photography, right? So if your book is about belonging, then we need photos of people together. We need reaction photos of people sharing a moment. We need those scene setting photos that kind of establish a setting for the characters in the story, right? The book. And then, when it comes to fonts and colors and icons and graphics, those things should reinforce your thematic concept. But I actually think it's a really good idea to start with the story and understand that that's where we get the depth in a theme.
Many thanks to Jess for sharing lots of ideas and inspiration on developing your yearbook theme this year. Make your book a much more interesting read this year, and again, have a lot of fun doing it. But you just saw a small portion there. To hear the entire 50-minute interview with Jess Hunziker with more ideas on developing theme and other great tips for any yearbook advisor and staff, check out our podcast at the address shown on the screen. And be sure to follow our Yearbooking Report podcast so you never miss an episode. Finally, how would you feel if people just handed you money? Pretty good, right? Well, for your yearbook effort, one very simple way to do just that and get lots of extra funds for your book is with online personal ads. Call it what you like: senior ads, parent ads, buddy ads, maybe even open it up to everybody in school. They're easy to set up and do. You set up the rates working with your Jostens representative. Then people go online to purchase and create their ad, even with a smartphone. And those ads are automatically placed on pages of your book that you designate. All you have to do is promote, do a little bit of editing. Free money. And by the way, all of this is free. Interested? Contact your Jostens representative for more information. Well, hopefully you've been avoiding the Q word, quarantine. But no matter what, this year is filled with great new stories to tell in your yearbook. So if you haven't already, make that long list of story ideas, and let's make this book your best one ever. Thanks again for watching.